Some motherfreaker decided to build this, and now I have to learn 3 languages. Ah yes, the stupid Tower of Babel. I despise that thing. Like, imagine a majority of Earth's population could have all been speaking the same language right now. I wouldn't have had to take 4 years of Spanish just to learn donde está la biblioteca. Spanish colonists with Portuguese colonists. What are you doing in America? That one Latvian colonist establishing Polish colonies in Brazil. That's right, and we should never forget it. Both Latvia and Poland have a rightful claim to all of Brazil. Everyone praising Britain, USSR, and America during WWII, but oh no, look, this little guy is not getting any attention. Who could that be? Norway, who stopped the no-no Germans from making a boom boom bomb. I feel terrible because I don't even know this story, so I'm literally this guy. Basically, the Norwegians sabotaged the no-no Germans so they couldn't get any heavy water. What the hell is heavy water? And why would you need it to rain down fire from the sky? Tsar Nicholas II and Tsarina thinking that Rasputin healed their son. Rasputin, who just took him off aspirin, which makes that worse. Nah, this is false. He was definitely some sort of wizard, I know it. We have some legends coming together. Pink Floyd, Elton John, Genesis, Jethro Tull, Led Zeppelin. Financing Monty Python and the Holy Grail since they saw it as a good tax write-off. Why can't musicians do that today? I want to see what type of movie Little Uzi would invest in. The Spanish flu and the Great Depression just barely being divided by, oh, the Great Roaring 20s. That was like a small, nice time period, but things that surrounded it, they weren't so nice. Like, imagine having a time machine and going back to the 20s. Really big payoff? Oh, but you're gonna pay for it by the end. Solomon the Magnificent versus Solomon the Casual. I will admit, something about the onion on his head does make him seem more Chad, but this guy isn't necessarily a virgin either. Like, he's close. He's like right on that line between beta and alpha, which I am still far away from that line. I got a long way to go. Paradox game fans be like, yo, this gameplay is fire. Pretty sure there's never going to be another company like Paradox that can literally just release screenshots of a map and people get hyped. Like, imagine that's all Paradox gotta do and they're gonna sell millions. This looks badass though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm hyped. People, OMG, Pepsi almost had a military. Samsung, who had helicopters, jets, tanks, and machine guns since the 80s. Well, that's because this is in South Korea. South Korea does it a little bit differently over there, and can you blame them? They kind of have to. Pull my finger looking up at the GigaChad Sumerians making the first ever fart joke. This was the true chosen form of comedy. Anyone that doesn't believe this is clearly not a GigaChad. It was traced back to nearly 4,000 years ago, but regardless, I'm sure it definitely wasn't cringe. Habsburg princes, when they find out their cousin is kinda cute, gotta hit him with that court jester and chill look. I think it's safe to say this is a lot more entertaining than Netflix. Where are the 6,000 native children, John? Oh no, colonial Canada. It's their kryptonite. Don't bring that up. They immediately go into the fetal position. They're just trying to ignore it, like always. Barges in, fights in a world war, single-handedly creates multiple best-selling novels with one of the largest fictional universes, refuses to elaborate further. And it's been almost a century and we still out here worshiping Tolkien. Dude just casually created his own fictional language just for his little books, and then he's out. What was life in the 1300s like? Everybody, like England, France, Iran, China, Germany, Italy, Byzantians, except Poland with the most beautiful moment in their lifetime. Maybe that's why they've been cursed to suffer for so long. They had so much good times, it's just karma, they gotta pay for it eventually. And it even expanded beyond just the 1300s. They got pretty thick for a while there. We're just not gonna talk about, like, the end of the thickness. Europe showing up to class with, this is a coalition. Yes, multiple countries in one alliance to defeat another. But wait, Napoleon's seen this one before. Europe, this is the 7th coalition in a row you've created to fight the French. Sadly though, Napoleon has no idea the 7th coalition will actually be the most entertaining to the class. I'm going to jail! The Chinese with declaring sparrows to be a pest, wiping them out and causing that bad thing. Yeah, see, they weren't the only ones out here having problems with birds. Oh, that was the next joke. Waging war against emus and then giving up since they just kept eating up the bulls, yeah. Colombia with successfully eradicating the goat population on the Galapagos to protect the tortoises. Not bad. Finally, removing squirrels from the grounds of the White House to preserve the putting green. Oh yeah, I heard about this. Hey, I mean, can you really blame Eisenhower? And I'm sure all the nuts around the White House enjoyed not having squirrels too. The impeding collapse of No-No Germany, all the while Hilter and Ava getting married. This is fine, and they chose probably the greatest place to have a honeymoon. Hell. British person. For the last time, I don't need any drinking water. Chinese person, but what if it has leaves in it? You don't say. I don't even believe the British were actually British before they had tea. Like, they were like some people that were on the British Isles, but they had no cultural identity until they had the tea. That's the way I see it anyways. What Hollywood tells you African warrior kings look like, what they actually look like. Now here's some nice body positivity for you. You don't need to be thick and muscular to be a king, boys. This is what a Giga Chad actually looks like. What are balls doing in my history meme video? I am mystically and scientifically convinced that I am possessed by a spirit from prehistoric Aryan mythology. Whatever, Germany. It is my destiny to bring glory, okay. Looks back at an old 1940s Italy. What the freak are you talking about? That is kind of a random thing to bring up in front of this dude. Like, this dude, he's just a government ideology. Why are you bringing up mythology? Hey, Truman, I'm gonna need about 34 nukes to end the Korean War. Wait, what do you mean I'm fired? How ridiculous, am I right, guys? Like, let him have his job, let him give it a try. Like, why not just use half the nukes at first, just to see if it works? Hilter, who completely admires Mussolini and considers him a role model. Also, Mussolini sucks at war. I'm gonna start disliking you from now on. Choose your role models carefully, guys. They might be terrible in the African front. You don't want that. Mexico with US refugees trying to flee the natives. Mexico helping him out by opening up Texas for him. Lose half of my territory. Oh wait, lose half of my territory. Mexico out here just trying to do the right thing, man, but look what happens. Should've known they were gonna play dirty, man. Adolf and Napoleon saying no, not blaming the Russian winter, but instead blaming the fact that Russia is freaking enormous, which leads to supply issues. Yeah, after watching Oversimplified's 2 Napoleon videos, sounds like I'm putting a little too much emphasis on the winter part. That's what I get for trying to be a historian that only looks at memes. Want to be dominated? We'll dominate you. We'll ask you to be gentle. We'll liberate Swedes from the Danes. You gotta censor that. That's you can't say that word here. And he clearly has the best legs of the bunch. I know who I'm picking. Greek gods as depicted in popular media versus the Greek gods in the actual original texts. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of ignore this source material. We prefer a better image of that. Wait, but it's opposite when it comes to Hades. Apparently he wasn't even a bad guy. Like, everyone sees him as the guy from the underworld, but he was chill. Be king of Burma. Go outside, see cucumber field, grab a single pickle. I'm sure whoever owns it won't mind. Pickle owner finds me, freaking destroys me. Peasants now proclaim him king now. Man, if only it was that easy. I just have a jar of pickles on my porch every day just waiting there with a sniper. Pooh, said Piglet. Yes, Piglet, said Pooh. Why don't you have any clothes? No, that's not. That's probably what he should say. What happened 32 years ago? Nothing. Nothing special at all. Thank you, Chinese ruler. I mean, Pooh. I have never heard of anything about a square or nothing tank, man. California drought crisis solved. Wow. Just shows how dumb we all are. 40 million people live in this state and we couldn't realize, like, there's water right there. Why didn't we think of that? Filter, so are the Allied forces arriving in Pas de that other part of France like we were told? Actually, they're landing in Normandy now. Filter, not prepared for that. Well, didn't some people get blown off course and like land in some random other beach? D-Day was kind of a crazy day. Just a little bit, you think? Brothers Grimm in the writing room like, yeah, this should traumatize generations of children. I mean, if you're trying to write a children's book and it's not gonna traumatize them, what are you doing? It's actually really good marketing because like those kids, when they become adults, will never forget it. I can't even tell you all the memories I have of just like creepy things I used to watch as a kid. This was easily the scariest though. Yo, fuck that movie. 90s parents, those crop tops are so revealing. Fashion has fallen so far. Fashion almost 4,000 years ago in Crete. Maybe she's saying fashion has fallen because you aren't doing identically this. Like, yeah, we got crop tops, but what about crop chests? I don't know, this is cool fashion, but then again, this is a fucking anime. I mean, what are we doing here? Tang Dynasty China, after inventing paper money in the 7th century, we can just print more now. What a strategy. That'll work. No, but overall, I mean, paper money seems like a pretty good idea. Imagine if we were still carrying around coin purses. You gotta lug an entire wagon full of your gold everywhere you go. Dead Greeks knowing Hades was pretty chill. I mean, I guess if anyone's gonna know they're chill, it's gonna be the dead guys. Mercury exists. Chinese alchemists. Who wants to live forever? Ah, this is a good meme because that's Freddie Mercury. Just for anyone that doesn't know, don't do this. Do not do that. Hilter ruining Chaplin's legendary mustache. Chaplin coming back to make a whole movie criticizing and mocking him. I mean, it's only fair. Clearly, Chaplin got the best of him. Medieval churches exists. Gargoyles. You think gargoyles are ever just normal? Do they always have to be like screaming intensely like this? Me, when someone says that Julius Caesar was a tyrant. Get ready for this essay coming on through. Boy, you know you're about to get hit up back with a K. Some random guy on the train. Me explaining how critics of steam locomotives used to say say that a woman's uterus would come flying out of a train went above 50. What? I don't know. This still seems suspicious. Maybe they were right. Maybe they've lied to us the whole time. Maybe we've never actually gone 50 miles an hour. Because this makes a whole lot of sense to me. All right, guys, who you got? Dictator number 1, backed by the USSR, or dictator number 2, backed by the USA? Basically, the world summarized for like 30 years for a second there. That was just kind of crazy. We've got 2 buttons here, Dong and literally anything else. Vietnam in 1978, trying to figure out what to name their currency. I wonder. To be fair though, do you know how many people that speak other languages come at us English speakers and say, this word is weird because this word means pee-pee in my language, or whatever. Like, you'd be surprised. Just talk to some people from around the world. We got some stuff too. The other Chinese warlords who showed up to get rid of 10 this and restore order. What you got there? Another Dong. A child emperor of China being held captive, hostage. A smoothie. Wait, so is this the same that they were talking about in their previous meme? Did they cut this guy up and that's what they use as currency? Napoleon, after escaping from Elba on 26th of February with 700 men, marching into Paris and having 200 men by his side by June. Hello, boys. Drake, Ja, where is Allied invasion force? Oh no, looks like they went to the wrong beach. What if they didn't go to the wrong beach though? What if they knew it was gonna happen in Normandy? Would that have changed it? I mean, it would have changed some things, but I kind of wonder, like, wouldn't it have still been successful? Robin Williams looking at playing Hagrid for free just to be in Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling's only British actors rule. We were so close to greatness. No, I liked Hagrid too. The actor that played Hagrid is pretty good. I mean, it's hard to imagine anybody else, but Robin Williams, Robin Williams. That'd be a very different Hagrid, but he'd be just as lovable, I feel. Zeus, how are the Trojans still fighting? Who's been helping them? Apollo, wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? I don't even want to call Zeus by his name anymore. Weather Boy is a much better nickname. Napoleon, Alexander the Great, and Julius Caesar looking at someone saying, you always act like you're better than us. Oh, well, that's because he is a lot better. Turks saying Istanbul, Greeks saying Constantinople, the original name Byzantium, the Roman Empire calling it Nova Roma, Slavs calling it Tsarograd. I don't know how to pronounce this, but this sounds cool. Vikings calling it Milagard. Milkgard? That's not milk, but that'd be cool. I had no idea it had this many names. I mean, obviously I only know these 2. We should just combine all the names into one, and that's what we'll call the city today. Give me the longest city name ever. Well, I don't know. There's some Welsh cities that are pretty up there. It'll get close to those. Australia, who lost to 20,000 emus. Ecuador, who won a war against 250,000 goats. If you wanted to talk to someone that can truly just destroy animals, I guess you should have went to Ecuador. Become president against your wishes. Make it your goal to do as little as possible because you hate your job so much. Pass off the presidency as soon as you can because you just don't want to do it anymore. Everyone loves you because you limited the power of the presidency. The ultimate leaves. I mean, his job was really done already. Like, America was an independent country. He helped win that whole battle thing. Then they wanted to elect him. He's like, fuck. Not only that, but he had to do it for almost 10 years. Imagine doing a job you hated for 10 years. When you sent the British a rejection letter in Latin after they asked to sell their goods. Because the British barbarians are no different than the Western Roman barbarians who stopped existing over 1,000 years ago. Ah, there you go. Modern problems, ancient solutions. That's how the saying should be said. Most countries conquer using a military. The Habsburgs. I mean, I think it is a lot more efficient. Just marry people off. We should probably try to do that again. And thank you to the patrons of June. Drew's Argentinian grandpa. I'm bout a nut. AryanAfterHours. Sussy Imposter does a little trolling. Zeffi, Poppy Drew Woo, Stormtrooper 501, Patrick C, Many 74, LuxembourgLover, Aaron F, Anthony G, Call of Tortoise, Dalton D, Elijah Senpai, EpiNick, Foolson, Kaylee K, and M203 BrushEm. Thank you.